one and you're all still already here.
Hey, I actually remembered to start the recording.
Good job.
Yay!
Good job.
And please remember to remind me if I don't, because I want to make sure that I share all of this with all of our dear friends who can make it and some of them who can't.
Right.
So, how can it get even better than this? Before we start, let's take a moment to do our 3 deep breaths, and then we'll go ahead and get into it. Okay, let's breathe together 3 times. Breathe in through the nose and think the words I am. Breathe out through the mouth and think the word consciousness. Let's breathe in, I am. Breathe out, consciousness. Breathe in, I am. Breathe out, consciousness. Breathe in, I am. Breathe out, consciousness. And as we rest for a moment in this beautiful space of infinite divine grace, we can feel how deeply connected we are to the God of our understanding, how deeply loved we are, deeply cherished, deeply valued for being exactly who we are as we are. Take another deep breath in. And when you're ready, open your eyes and come back into the room. Well, you guys are good at this. You brought in Ruthie and Archana. That's great. So, real quick, before we get started, I was just going to share with Mena a little technique that I introduced a couple of weeks ago now. And it is the idea of sound healing. And it turns out that the sound of a hum, you humming, is incredibly powerful. And so we were talking about the eco meditation, and she asked me if I was still doing Sahaj Samadhi, and I do as sometimes, but not as often as I'm doing the eco meditation, which is every day. And one of the things that I love about Sahaj Samadhi is that the tone you're given when you study has a hum at the end, just like Om has a hum at the end. And so what I've been doing is I do the eco meditation. You breathe in for a count of 6 and then you breathe out for a count of 6. I just imagine that I'm humming for the count of 6 when I'm breathing out. I don't actually hum. I just imagine that I'm humming, and I'm humming through my heart. And it's interesting because I feel all of my other chakras humming as well. And I just feel so much more open. And yeah, it's interesting. I went back and checked, and I started on May 3rd. So it's been about 3.5 weeks for me so far. And I'm already noticing some differences. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you, Mena.
Yeah, hum. So I will hum. Yeah.
Yeah, we actually are doing that now with my intention group. We breathe together 3 times, the I am consciousness, and then I share the intention, and then we mute ourselves, and you pick a tone and you hum. You take one deep breath and hum for as long as you can, another deep breath, hum as long as you can, 5 times. And it takes you really deep. And Ruthie, Julie, and David have been attending, and they can attest to what that experience is like. It just, you feel so connected, so grounded, so integrated, so loved. It's a really cool addition, but I didn't want to add it here. It just seemed a little too much to add to the mastermind.
Isn't that a coincidence
Well,
that
it's time to
many,
celebrate you too. So
well, many, many years ago, I used to hum all the time until a colleague really berated me. Why are you so happy? And that was a humpback.
Like that's
It's
a bad thing.
I stopped in my track. I didn't even know I was humming. So it's so good to be here.
Yeah.
Last Wednesday, I was freezing in a soccer field thinking about all you guys. For a whole week, I spent with three high spirited, wonderful little boys, or they're not little, some are almost teenagers now. And do you know that every day I learned something from them? So incredible. Yeah. And I returned them to parents in one piece. And you know how I sometimes think my daughter's not making enough really good meals, etc. Wow. Shall we drop off a Dairy Queen? I really don't know how she does it. I don't know how she does it. Anyway, so that was a little bit of an aha. Mena, you've never had three children all at once going in different directions. So they taught me a lot. I learned that keeping my routines was 10 times as difficult because you just have to squeeze them in between everybody else's lives. And so this week I'm really enjoying doing my yoga, doing all my meditations, etc. So I can't, I feel for people that don't have the luxury of time. So that was something. At the Dawson Church meditation, the first couple of times I said, if he says, breathe in 6 seconds, breathe out 6 seconds, one more time, I'm going to scream. But now I'm used to it. And I used it when I had a stressful situation being with the boys. I just said, breathe in 6 seconds, breathe out 6 seconds. So I know it has a grounding effect. And I also feel that it's very, very spiritual. And I don't know why, because I just don't know why, but it's working. It's working. Anyway, lots of different planning things. Some things fall off the list and then somebody else. Anyway, I know I'm out of time, but I have been in a joyful flow. And it's something I wish for all of you too. So
How can it get even better than this? That is great. I love it. Congratulations, Meta, and thanks for bringing that in. Because yeah, life can get a little crazy. And you were talking about how difficult it is to fit in the things that you like to do. And I was wondering what it would be like. I don't know that the kids would be open to it, but I wonder what their experience would be like if they tried eco meditation now at this age. Because man, if only I had learned something like this when I was a kid, and I had started practicing something like this when I was a kid, stress relief, integration. And what I love about the eco meditation in particular is the science behind it. And when it's my turn to share, I'll share some of the value of what you get out of doing the eco meditation. It's all in his book, Spiritual Intelligence. He talks at length about the science.
Right.
But I'll share a couple of highlights when it's my turn. Congratulations. We're so glad you're here. Yay.
To be here.
Well, we're going to celebrate David. David McBride. What's going on in your world?
Can you share a couple of those highlights now? Because I have to leave early.
You have to leave early. I'm so sorry, David. I'm going to interrupt you.
Sorry, David.
Sorry.
I was trying to email y'all something, so I wasn't on screen to unmute.
No problem. Okay, so some of the science of what he's doing with that process. It's a deliberate, multi-layered process that engages the body, the mind, and the spirit simultaneously. Super simplification. The body relaxes when you relax your tongue on the floor of your mouth. and you relax your hands and your feet. And when you do that, it sends a trigger to the amygdala, which is the brain's fear center, to relax. It creates alpha brain waves when you relax your tongue on the floor of your mouth. As you do the slow breathing, 6 seconds in, 6 seconds out, and focus on your heart and those feelings of gratitude and love, you know, how you send a connection to another person or a place and you feel that love, that aligns your heartbeat and your brain wave. It literally syncs up your physiology for peace, creating heart coherence.
Nice.
And the tapping that he has you do with your hands over your heart and you're tapping gently over your heart, it releases tension, emotional resistance. It calms the nervous system, clears emotional static. So it's easier to get into that meditative state. And the visualization of sending love to another person, sending love to an area of your body, it really helps visualize what's happening in your body. And so you feel more of a connection. And you end up becoming a witness to your thoughts when you allow them to float past like clouds. That kind of gentle detachment strengthens neural circuits for self awareness and reduces identification with ego based stories. So there's a lot of science behind the value of doing something like the eco meditation. I could do longer, but
Right.
Thank you. That inspires me to do it more. I've done it most days, but not every day.
Yeah, I do it most days, but it's the exact opposite to Sahaj, where you put your tongue on the roof of your mouth.
Mhm.
oh,
Correct.
Same with the Kriya that I know. You'll curl your tongue back on the roof of
really? I haven't been doing that with Sahaj.
your
I've been doing all
Well,
of the
just
relaxation.
yeah, resting on the top of your mouth behind your teeth.
Huh.
So I'm conscious, is my tongue down there or not?
I wasn't sure because today in Tai Chi class they had here, they mentioned putting your tongue on the roof of your mouth. But what's the floor of your mouth?
That's just relaxing it on the bottom of your mouth up
It's
against your
tricky.
teeth. Yeah.
Well,
You're not
that's kind of
supposed to tense up your tongue, but every time you swallow, you tense up your tongue. So, Dorji, we're so glad you made it. We already heard from Mena, and Kelly has to leave early. So, David, if you don't mind, I'm going to jump over to Kelly.
no problem.
Kelly, what can we help you celebrate?
Well, I'm going to celebrate right now that I just got re-inspired to do it every day. We'll see if I do. What's really funny is when I have to really concentrate to make my tongue, be on the roots, the bottom of my mouth at first, and my shoulders go down. And I'm like, oh, I think I should do this more often. So I'm celebrating that. I'm celebrating being here with you guys. I'm celebrating that I get to go off to a fun event, a realtor event. So that's fun. I'm celebrating that I have a signed listing contract in La Quinta. So that's nice. $1 million property. Another agent and I are splitting, and it's 3 hours away. So it's pretty cool to have that. And I don't know, I've had a lot of fun things. And last week I shared with you guys the poem by Christian D. Larson, Promise Yourself. And I came across a recording that I did of it. So I've been meaning all week to send it to you guys. So I just queued it up right now to do. It's funny how those things happen, the synchronicity of things. So I've been having a lot of that, been having some fun, been working, got some good things going on. Finally got my lease listing in contract, and it had already expired when I had all these appointments and got the owner to agree. And so that's pretty fun. And a really nice guy. And so kind of like this and kind of happy about it. Oh, and I'm celebrating my friend Elaine because all the time now, even all by myself, I'm like, how does it get any better than this? And the dog looks at me like I'm out of my mind.
I've been using YouTube to send, well, I send you all blessing balls, but I've been using YouTube when it says to connect to somebody that
Aw,
loves you. So,
thanks.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I've been using different people. I was wondering if you always use the same person, Elaine, but I've also been starting to imagine my new guy, whoever he is.
Ooh,
That's who I've been
good.
sending my love to.
ooh,
We'll
That's
see who shows up.
excellent.
And I did go on a hike the other day at the park, and met a really cute guy, and he nice guy, moved out of the way so his big dog wouldn't bother me. And but you know, I said, but I didn't invite him to coffee. And one of my friends said, well, why not? And it's like, well, I met him on the trail for 2 seconds, you know. So anyway, it's been a great week, and I'm really happy to see you guys for a little while.
We're really happy to see you too. Can we do your intention right now?
Sure, if you want. I kind of feel
Yeah.
like I'm greedy when I do that. And when
Nope, you're not greedy. You're just setting the stage.
so
Good
one of my
energy.
challenges this week, I don't know if it's the universe, I don't know what's the deal because all my devices are new and since Christmas, since Thanksgiving, and all of them are having a mind of their own these days. So I thought earlier, and I even called support and said, "What's the deal? I keep saving and it keeps not being saved, and these are legal documents. This is important, you know." And, so I thought, well, that's what my intention will be this week, that all of our technology and all of the technology all around works out perfectly for everyone. So, in
Mhm.
love and light, I claim that all technology, all phones and computers and iPads and devices of every kind all work perfectly, that people have their heat and their air conditioning and their lights, that all works well for everyone, easily, effortlessly. And if there are any bugs, they're cleared out. If there's any spam things, they're cleared out. That it's all just done magically. The angels are on it and they've got it happening, and it is done. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Technology is easy and functions the way it's meant to do. With gratitude, I declare it as done. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
We give thanks, and so it is. Kelly, I saw technology angels working away on everything for you. And I also got a hit that, and I'm speaking to myself because the angels wanted me to hear this. Once a week, I have an opportunity to clean off my computer. There's a free software called Avast, Avast, and it's really good. It's one of my brother-in-law works for the government and he's in charge of computer maintenance and keeping everything working. And he uses Avast, Avast. And there's a couple of other things also that are tools that you can use to clean off your computer. And then I was also told I need to back up my computer once a week so that if
Mm,
anything happens, I have a pretty recent
yeah, and you're
rendition.
you're a PC.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, I'm a Mac, so I don't know, but that's a good reminder because I hardly ever clear my cookies or anything.
And that's probably bogging things down. And my computer acts up if I haven't rebooted it recently.
Right.
And
I've
it just
started
does
to
weird
do
stuff.
like every night kind of thing. And do you guys know the secret about your cell phones is that you should turn them off at least once a week?
Oh, really?
Uh-huh. And so the guy that on the support that taught me that, he said, I do it on Saturday morning when I'm in the shower because then I know it's Saturday morning, so turn it back on when I get out of the shower.
That's a good idea. Wow. Thank you. Hey, I'm getting all kinds of great tips today. Georgie, your hand is up. Did you want to add something or it's just because you were holding your hands up?
I'm telling you, you're muted and I'm muted.
Okay. I'm assuming that there wasn't something you wanted to share right now, Dorji, because you're not trying to say anything. So we're going to go on to David McBride. David, you're back. We want to celebrate you. What's been going on?
Oh, I've been having a blast working on Brenda's portrait that my mentor assigned me to do with palette knives. And it's challenging and it's fun, and I love it. Last night, I was almost moved to tears by the beauty of the intention that Peggy and Dorji introduced. And this morning, I was awakened at 2 a.m. by guidance that I had to share Dawson Church's eco meditation with a friend. Had to. So I waited until the hour was civil, and I did. And there was such a feeling of gratitude and accomplishment because of that. And I just came back from accompanying Brenda to her pulmonologist, and she has to enter the hospital for some tests, but it's a nearby hospital. And I'm very thankful and very grateful because she is going to be finding solutions for her problems.
That is great, David. Congratulations. Really, how could it get even better than this? And it's funny to say that, right? But it's true. We do
Yes.
have solutions. We do have people who are knowledgeable who can help us. We do have angels all around us, and we do receive divine guidance. And yeah, when you follow the divine guidance that you receive, you feel fulfilled, you feel whole, you feel complete. And it doesn't really matter what the other person does. It doesn't really matter if they decide to do eco meditation or not. What matters is that you fulfilled your divine purpose. So truly, I commend you for that. And thank you for bringing that in. It's a beautiful reminder that we all benefit from. Thank you. Ah, man, the good stuff just keeps coming. We got Julie in the house. Yay, Julie's here.
Yay! I'm so happy to see all of you. I feel so blessed just to be here. And I've had an incredible day. Um, so much to celebrate. I, I realize that when I'm focused on joy, things that bring me joy, I have less discomfort. And so when I think of my little baby Theo, I'm just in joy and I don't feel the discomfort. And it's so cool to recognize that. Um, I've been hiring the angels, 144,000 unemployed angels. When my eyes open in the morning, I hire them right away. And so I've been able to get out of bed before it took me like more than an hour or two just to, be able to get my equilibrium. And now it seems almost immediate with their help. And I hear them saying, we're here, we're here. And so I'm so grateful for that. I reconnected with a good friend that I lost touch with years ago, and that was really wonderful. And we just shared so many memories and wonderful things. And again, every time I feel like I'm in the joy of the moment, I don't have the discomfort. So I'm going to hang on to that. And so, and the interesting thing is, there's been all kinds of blocks to getting to my orthopedic surgeon, to getting an MRI, whatever. But now I'm accepting that the universe is just providing like a different perspective on what I'm experiencing. And so I'm really grateful for that. I don't know what's happening, but it's all for my um, healing, for my understanding, for the good, I'm just letting
Yeah.
go of it. All that is not for my purpose. So
That is so awesome, Julie. How can it get even better than this? And you are owning your power. You are
yes,
owning the power of presence
yes,
because you're able to choose in this moment, where am I putting my focus? I'm putting my focus on joy and my love of little
right,
Theo. And as I
right,
do that, all of a sudden I'm in such a good mood and I feel good and I experience the joy and the love and all of that. And I don't get distracted by any discomfort or any concerns that I have about how am I going to get to this appointment? When am I going to get this scheduled?
right.
Yeah, it will happen in perfect divine timing. And hiring the angels is the best way to do it. And hire angels that are supporting the doctors and the schedulers and all those other people
Yes,
too, because they collaborate. Your angels collaborate with their angels and
right,
sync it up for perfect
right.
divine timing.
I
I'm really proud of you. Thank you so
know.
much for bringing that in.
Oh,
Huge
thank you.
win.
Thank you,
Huge.
thank you,
Ah,
thank
so
you. Yeah,
good.
thank
And your
you.
energy was so good. You brought in Arlene and Kathy both.
Oh, all right.
Woo,
Can
you are
I share
smoking.
a quick quote?
Please.
On Insight Timer, which is a great free timer if you ever want to use it for meditation, they have a quote every morning. And here's this morning's, especially for you, Julie. Stop measuring days by degree of productivity and start experiencing them by degree of presence. So
Mm,
thank you for that reminder. That's Alan Watts.
mm.
Yeah, so
Kelly,
true.
I just wanted to tell you, yeah, that af- right after you held your intention for fixing the challenges,
Technology. Yep.
he texted me that she couldn't get in. So I texted her the link, and she came in right after you held the intention.
Good job, Georgie.
Thank you.
That's great. Thank you for
Our
doing that.
intentions work.
They do. They do. And now we're going to get to celebrate Michelle. I just hit the ask to unmute button. So hopefully
Hey,
you can get in.
everybody.
Great. Hey,
The
what can we
first,
help you celebrate?
first thing I'm going to celebrate is that I'm here and I'm blessed and I'm grateful that I am. Um, this has been a very emotional week for me. The puppy and my friends have been away for a month, and I went to see them on Sunday, and the puppy wouldn't come near me, and I was hysterical. Well, she's afraid I'm taking her home. She doesn't want to come home, and and my not positive side is saying she's never coming home. So, like, I get sad and I cry, and I'm very codependent with them. So, apparently, I have to fix that because it's not healthy, right? Let me see what else. I saw my daughter twice. Twice? No, once. I saw my younger daughter, and we went shopping, and I saw you guys after I watched the kids' weeks. Oh my God, really? I'm sorry, guys.
Oh,
Hold on.
you have to go?
I'll come back to me. I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
no problem. No problem. How can it get even better than this? It's all perfect divine timing. Whatever's happening, it's all perfect. All is well. Michelle, are you back? Nope. She's talking to somebody. Okay. Ruthie. Ruthie is on the hot seat because we get to celebrate you. You're unmuted. You're good to go.
Thank you, thank you. Wow. Well, I've had so much to really celebrate. It's hard for me to keep track, but I will try to get down the list. The fact that I had a great time in Florida, and then uh, I think it's interesting because we had a few little family tiffs between the siblings while I was there. And so I just started, praying and sending out light and everything. And it's just amazing how, just like what Dorothy said, it makes such a difference. I spent about an hour all of a sudden yesterday, and I felt all of a sudden this impression that I had to just pray for everybody. And I spent about just like an hour and ended up like praying and then crying and then praying. And then I have these little sound bowls, Tibetan bowls, and I made a lot of humming noises and stuff. And but sending out with the humming and the praying and everything for all the people who are distressed in the family. And then this morning, I hear all this good news. From one calls me and says this, and the other one says that, and they're all apologizing to each other and stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, I didn't do anything, but God did, right? So I'm very grateful that this works. God is so wonderful, you know. It's really true. We're not the water, but we're the hose. So
That is so beautiful. And thank you for owning that. You owned your power. You stepped in and you decided to do something. And what you could do was send love and blessings. You could see them as whole and healed and perfect, exactly as they are on their own journey of expansion. And you could see them supported by the divine. And you did that. And the humming and all of the rest of it really helps you feel that vibration that you're sending to them. So you sink into it even deeper and you hold it even stronger for them. You are holding a space for them to step into. And even though they had no idea that's what you were doing, that's what you created. You are so much more powerful than you realize. How could it get even better than this? I mean, wow, good job, Ruthie.
well, and truly, what I did was to get out of the way, because I mean, I had all these things I was gonna do, but I felt like that would have been a waste of time. I felt this, it was just like the divine saying, "Do this,"
Yeah.
take care
Yeah,
of everybody.
you listened just like David did, and you followed your heart. You followed divine guidance that was what was needed. And yeah, it was. And we don't
And
stop to think about it, but it's needed all the time. Everybody needs to feel love and grace and space and opportunity. And yeah, we all do. I mean, that's one of the reasons why we do this every week, right? Because this is what we
right,
create for each other.
exactly. And it's kind of like what in the Bhagavad Gita, there's a thing where Arjuna says, there's action in inaction. And because a lot of times we do busy work, but we're not really accomplishing anything in the universe. And then there was another preacher that I used to love, with a Scottish brogue, and he used to say, "And stop your deadly doing," where you're not really accomplishing anything. Let God do the work.
Yeah, it's so interesting. I'm working on an episode for my show, and I was reminded of one of the messages I received from the divine during my stroke, and it felt like they were holding my face and really trying to get my attention. They were concerned I wasn't going to get it, and they
Oh,
really wanted me to get this concept. And they said, "Darling, life isn't really that much about you. Life is through you."
right.
So you're right. When we can get out of the way and not make it about us, but just allow that divine essence to flow through us,
Mhm.
it makes all the difference. Thank you so much for bringing that in, Ruthie. It was really powerful. Really powerful. And there's the gorgeous Peggy Cross. I love you in that turquoise color. It's so pretty. And it kind
Thank
of reflects
you.
a little bit of the turquoise behind you in one of your paintings.
Oh, yeah, it does.
Yeah, very nice.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, first, I have to laugh, Kelly, in the IT story because I'm thinking, I don't miss my cell phone. It's still broken. I haven't done anything about it, and I don't care. So that was a good
But I'll
thing.
bet you have a home line.
Yes.
Yes, that makes a difference.
Yeah. Yeah. I certainly do. And now I know why. But yeah, house continues to be shown, so that's good. Loved watching the Indy 500 on Sunday, since I was raised with that. That to me is just, I love that race. I mean, it brings back memories for the last 50 some years. Um, I loved waking up this morning and having a palpable sense of being in an aura or a net of gratitude. It was very, very awesome. So I enjoyed that. And books I just finished. David Hawkins, this is taken from a talk that he did. So his publishing company just brought it out this year. In the World, but Not of It. And then rereading Lisa Friedman's Boundless there, which I loved it the first time through. I love it even more the second time through. And had a friend say that he was going to some sort of a retreat or something she's sponsoring. I thought she lived in California. Looked up her website. She's now in Asheville and has just opened an art gallery. And so that's pretty cool.
That is way darn cool. And I got a strong hit that you go to visit her and visit the gallery, and you have some of the images of your paintings, and she wants to show some of your paintings in her gallery.
Well,
I
that
just
would
got
be
that
cool.
really clearly.
That would be very cool.
That will be very cool. Yes,
That
it
will be
will.
better said. Oh, and I need to leave at 7:45.
Okay, do you want to go ahead and do your intention right now so we don't skip it? Let's do it. What would you like your intention to be, Peggy?
Well, let's see. Follow the guidance that is given for my highest good and the highest good of all those around me, so that we all accomplish the purposes for which we came to this incarnation. Thank you, Divine. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
We give thanks, and so it is. So beautiful. Thank you, Peggy. I'm so glad you could join us today. Ah, you always bring in so much. Awesome. Well, Dorji, I know your hand is up, and it's because you were holding the intention, but it's now your turn. Oh, we lost Kelly. You're muted, Dorji. I'm gonna ask you to unmute. There we go. And Kelly had to zip. Okay, now you're unmuted.
Again, technology does follow all my signs. I thought I could unmute and mute without touching my mouse. But anyway, I love being here. I thought we had a fantastic intention last night, and it works. And I also think, like with doing all this work, I used to be involved in every argument in my family. I have 5 kids, 2 ex-wives, There was always stuff going on. Not, and I thought I needed to be judge and jury. I am not anymore. And you know what? Sometimes it takes 1 or 2 days, but without me, everything gets done a lot easier. So I also got invited to a dream weaving loom to help us accomplish our dreams, and it's based on the 4 agreements. And if anybody wants to know about it, let me know. I feel like when I'm in a stadium of light, I am actually healing. I can feel myself healing. And all this, and another thing that I learned, yeah, is yes, my legs are getting stronger and this is getting stronger, and I still don't have balance. Then I found out, you know what? Because you walk and your legs are strong, that doesn't mean you have balance because you're not using the muscles that you need, and you know what you're supposed to do? Dance. So yes, you have to dance. You have to dance because remember how we used to dance a twist and the limbo, and
Yeah.
these were all muscles, yeah, that we needed for balance
Yeah. That's
already.
great. I know. How can it get even better than this? Dorji's all about the dancing, man. This is so perfect for you, Dorji. That's awesome. Thanks for bringing that in. We'll all take you up on it. Oh, man. So good to see you, Kathy Poppers. I bet there's lots going on in your life to celebrate.
Oh God, more than I can express.
Good.
Thank you, Dorji, for sending me the link. Yeah, the computer situation. I keep bringing in armies of angels. We'll stay with that. Um, this past week, I went up to Malibu and did saw a very rare Warhol print that I'm appraising. That was very exciting. And what else? What else? I lost my week. Um, I've been organizing my tax files, all my banking files. I had bank fraud yesterday. 15 people. Don't even want to go into it. Um, what else? So I've been cleaning up my files. I've been cleaning up everything. It's like I'm getting reoriented since I completed that project and picking up, loose ends like my taxes that haven't been filed for since 2022. What else? I saw some friends and I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just confused.
But you're making progress, and that's wonderful.
Thank you
I
for
can see
reminding me of
that,
that.
Kathy. I can see the inner calm, and you're allowing it to unfold. And yes, you are making progress on all of your projects, and it's all working perfectly. It's the
Amen.
perfect balance of things that you want to get done at your office and home, and also getting to go do some really spectacular professional activities and spending time with family and friends. I mean, that sure sounds like having it all. How can it get
It
any better
does.
than this?
Why
Good
doesn't it
job.
feel like that?
Because you haven't declared that that's what it feels like. You haven't
Oh, I
noticed.
have it
You
all.
haven't noticed. And I don't know that you were here when Julie was sharing, but she had a really profound insight. She said, I noticed that when I'm present and I deliberately choose to focus on my little grandson, Theo, whom I love and adore, and I think he's hysterically funny, all of a sudden I'm in a great mood. I'm in a state of joy and love, and I'm not focused on the discomfort in my body anymore. I'm
Right.
focused on what I enjoy about my life. And so just remembering to get a little bit present and acknowledge I'm having it all. This is what having it all looks like. How can it get even better than this? I am so blessed and I'm ready for even more. Yes. Kudos. Thanks for bringing that in,
And
Kelly. We all need reminders.
and you have your family of light here that loves you.
Yes,
Amen.
absolutely. Speaking of people we love like crazy, Arlene's right here. You're looking good. I can tell you've got your big screen.
I have the big screen. It's like this.
Awesome.
It's amazing. And the camera, I was having trouble with that. If you notice, I was all black to begin with. But anyway, I
It's
have
good now.
everything set up. I have, and my computer is set up so that the emails are large and everything's large. There's still some things that need to be adjusted, like that camera up here. But anyway, oh, I also want to tell you, I got a text from Carolyn, and she had to, they're having to interview a new roommate tonight, so she has to be there. So she wanted to send her regards to everybody and her love, and she'll be back next week. So that's that. I had my nephew and his family were here this weekend. Oh, Minna, I just want to show you this that I have on my. This is on.
Oh, that's great.
Here we are. It's on top of my desk, and I notice it all the time, and I forgot to show you. Anyway, that's the Welsh flag, the red dragon, for anyone who doesn't know.
Well, the king yesterday. He was here.
Oh, that's great.
So they were here. We had a lovely time. I also have a friend here he's in between times when they're not here. He's staying at my house, helping his sister, who's a friend of mine, who's going through some difficult times. So that's good. I'm glad to have here, and everything's been going well in that case. And I had my eye injection this morning, and I'll have another one in a month. I don't know what it's done yet. My eyes, I worked all day in front of the computer, so my eyes are pretty tired. But there we are. And that's, I'm trying to think what else was going on but oh yeah, we had a luncheon this weekend and everything, that a ladies' luncheon for a group I'm in. Anyway, it was just lovely. I've had a
That's
nice time.
great.
Nice time.
How can it get even better than this? That
Yeah.
is perfect.
Right. And we're talking about Julie about the attitude. I find when I'm walking, because my hip, yeah, it's still not great. But when I walk and I walk with joy, like Elaine suggested, it makes all the difference in the world. Because I'm thinking walking with joy, even when I'm kind of limping a little. It's
Good for you, Arlene. That's so great. Congratulations. How can it get even better than this? I love that. I
Mhm.
love that so many things are working out for you. You have the difficulty with your eye, and here now you have the big screen, and you've got people who are supporting you and helping make life a little bit easier. So, how beautiful. Many more wonderful things are on their way. All right, I've got lots of things to share too. We had a fun neighborhood get together. Whoops, Angela's trying to get in touch with me. I wonder if she's having problems getting in. Angela, let me in. Well,
Just
yeah,
text me
okay.
too.
Picky, picky, picky. Now I feel really badly. Oops. Angela, sorry about that. I was laughing so hard. I'm like, let me in. Oops. I didn't see you were waiting.
That's okay. I'm just kind of taking it slow. So
Okay. Well, I was just about to do my celebration because we celebrated everybody else. Do you want to jump in and do you, and then I can go, or what do you want to do?
doesn't matter either way.
Well, you're here and we're so thrilled you're here. You
I
go
know. I
right
wanted to
ahead.
just come and say hi. It was a really good week with my cousin, and then the last week has been slowly getting other things in order for my trip. But next Thursday I leave. It's Thursday morning for me now. So just next Thursday morning I leave. So I'm not sure if I'll be able to pop in and say hi before I go, but we'll see. Um, if not, please intention for safe travels and yeah, just things are coming together. I'm got a little bit, I think like Tana, maybe, it was a pretty intense week. And so you just give it all you got and then you need to recuperate a bit. So getting things cleaned up a little bit here very slowly. And just, oh, I have to say, I'm so grateful to Elaine for meeting up with me and talking me through stuff. So it was really beneficial and heartwarming to know that I'm on the right track and just to feel supported by her. So thank you so much, Elaine.
Of course. Of course. How exciting. How can it get even better than this? You're going to be seeing your family really soon. And of course, we will hold an intention for a super safe, easy, fast, fun flight and great times with family and friends. Absolutely. Okay, well, I've got quite a few things to celebrate. Last Saturday, there was a neighborhood get together at a neighbor's property, and everybody in my neighborhood is very active in their church, and I'm not active in their church. And I openly shared a personal truth, an experience that happened to me when I was walking in the neighborhood. I think I shared with you. I always wave at the cars that go by, and I send people off to work with love and blessings. And I felt this wave of love come through me, much more than me personally, as a car was starting to come by and I'm waving. And I just feel this intense love for everyone in the car. And then I felt them kind of pushing back, saying, how can you love me when you don't even know me? And something came through me in response to them that said, I must love you before I can know you. And
Wow.
I stopped dead in my tracks in the middle of the road and said, what? And my friend was like, what happened? And so I shared with her what had happened. And I openly shared that with these two folks who I know, but I don't know super well. And they're very religious in their spirituality, and I'm not. And so I felt good about being willing to be my true self, because in the past I would have shut that down and I wouldn't have shared that. But yeah, it all starts with love. And I really appreciate Angela asking for a healing session with me and just validation of what she's doing, because I took a class with Julie Ryan. The last one is next Monday. And I learned some things from her. So there's a really cool technique. I've told you about when you deny your power is denied to you. When you acknowledge your power is shown to you. It's shown to you. So here's how you get your power. You stand in the Wonder Woman pose. You put your hands on your hips and you put your feet shoulder width apart, and you're standing and your shoulders are back and your chin's up. And then you imagine all this energy from the center of the earth pouring up like a massive tidal wave through your feet, through your body, through your head, and out the top. And it's so intense, this love and this grounding energy. She calls it plasma energy. It fills your entire aura. It's like 50 feet in all directions, all around you, this big burst of energy. And then you think of the person that you would like to send healing energy to. Let's just all focus on Julie right now. So we're going to focus on Julie and imagine her receiving perfect healing energy of whatever she wants, wherever she wants it. Okay. So you imagine it, and whatever imagery comes to mind for you, that's what you bring to mind. Now, Julie Ryan loves to imagine a big vat of stem cells that look like sparkly dippity doo hair gel. And so she had a woman who had severe arthritis in her knees. And she said, okay, we're going to imagine taking your whole skeleton out of the top of your head, like it's a holiday decoration, one of those plastic skeleton things. And then, those big rollers they have at car washes? Yeah, we're going to put all your knees and your hips up against the rollers. And it's going to get all the gunk out of the joints. It's all cleaned up. And then there's this big vat of dippity doo stem cells, and we're lowering your whole skeleton into the dippity doo stem cells for complete and total healing. And then we're going to drop it back in through the top of your head down into your body. And now just focus on what's feeling good in your body. And the woman, all pain was gone. She felt so much better. And Julie Ryan's just saying, you can do this. Every single person on the planet can do this. Acknowledge your power with the Wonder Woman pose. Bring the power up from the center of the earth. Pick a person, that's your attention. Have the intention of total healing, whatever that imagination comes through for total healing, and love and blessings, and you're done. Julie, you should be feeling better soon. Yeah. So one last thing. One of the things mentioned in spiritual intelligence, yeah, Superman pose is fine, Georgie. You're good. Yeah. Whichever works for you. Um, uh, he mentions a book called The Finders. And The Finders is about people who find that spiritual connection. They find that inner grace, inner truth. And they actually have a little free quiz that you can take where you find out kind of what level of finder you're at. And it's not like you try to get to a specific level, it's just how you are. And it's kind of interesting because the highest levels of finders aren't really in this world too well anymore. Like they forget to bathe, they forget to eat. They need people to take care of them because they're so out there. But I'll find a link and I'll share the link to the finders thing if you want to find out what level of finder you are. Cool. It has some other interesting stuff in there too. All right, it's time for intentions. And Mena, you're first up. Do you have something you'd like some energy around?
I just wanted to, first of all, thank you for that YouTube video of Amanda. I don't remember her last name. An English woman. It was
I don't think that was me.
Yes.
Amanda Ellis?
Yes, Amanda Ellis, that's right.
That was Ruthie, I think.
Really well worth listening to it. Yeah, and I had some aha moments, real aha moments. But my intention is for cousin Marsha. Cousin Marsha is having surgery. I think it's this week, at the end of this week. So in love and light, let us hold the intention that cousin Marsha surgery will go smoothly and that her recovery period will be shorter than any surgeon can imagine. Thank you, Divine. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Stop.
We give thanks, and so it is. Ooh, that's really good. Thank you so much for remembering that and reminding us that we can support her. Yeah, I really love Cousin Marcia.
We would be intentional.
Good. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. All right. David, I bet you would like to do some yummy energy. You just have to unmute and let us know what your intention is.
In love and light, we gratefully hold the intention that we experience all the gifts and energy from God with gratitude, joy, love, and playfulness. Thank you, God. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is.
We give thanks, and so it is. Oh man, David, I got the message. When you are present, you get the presents. We're often really busy and distracted, right? And we're not paying that much attention. And Ruthie, I hope you saw the note from Angela that she wants that link to the thing that Benna was talking about. I know she's finding it for you right now, Angela. We're going to go on to Julie. Julie, what would you like some energy around?
Ooh, well, I have several friends that are in need of, you know, medical support, and especially my friend, dear friend Bruce and Patty Dillenbeck, and I, I just want them to be healthy and feeling safe and feeling that God has provided everything they could possibly need. So that's my intention for Bruce and Patty.
We'll
Thank you.
support you with that right now.
Thank you, Divine. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is.
We give thanks, and so it is.
Thank you, thank you.
Ooh, there was a lot of energy around that, Julie, a whole lot for your friends, but also for the others that you did not mention, but who are also having some energy, not, it is energy related and health opportunities. Yeah.
Yes, those opportunities. Thank you. I felt it too. Yeah, it's wonderful.
Beautiful. Wow. Michelle, is she there? She is. Here, I'll hit that. Yeah, hold on. There we go.
Hello.
Hey, you're
I
back.
disappeared for a little while.
Yeah.
My sadness, I'm not going to be seeing the babies tomorrow. So no fair, no fair. It is what it is. I'm just going to do my intention. I'm
Okay.
so being here and doing the best I can do to be in the present moment and loving everything that shows up, even when I can't see the children. Um, Elaine, could you just throw something out there for me?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
In love and light, we hold the intention that Michelle and all of us are present to the blessings in the moment, savoring the beauty of who we are, the skills and the talents we bring, the opportunities that show up for us to continually expand in God's grace. In deepest gratitude, thank you, Divine. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is done. We give thanks, and so it is.
I got a message. All of a sudden, Michelle, I heard the words, "The joy of the Lord is our strength." And I realized that, oh my gosh, when we're in a state of joy, we're happier to be around. I mean, people want to be around us more, right? And we radiate that joy, and it does something. It does something to people where all of a sudden they they can't help it. It's like, who doesn't like somebody that likes them, right? And so that joy is makes people feel loved. So I don't know why I got that message, but that was good for me too.
Beautiful. That's
Thank you.
really beautiful.
That was beautiful.
Hmm. And don't mute yourself, Ruthie, because you're next.
Oh, good. I sent you the link to
Oh, good.
the
Thank
Ellis
you.
video, and it is really, really tremendous because even though I've been studying this stuff as you guys all have for eons, um, there's always something that you can hear it again and go, oh my God, I forgot about that. So anyway, so it's a good one. And I my biggest um I guess intention is that I continue with all of you to radiate that love and confidence in God doing the work, that we don't have to be fussing, because that's the big thing. How Raymond Grace says, worry feeds a problem, it doesn't help a bit. So because I always have to think about my children, I have to realize, oh my gosh, they are, it's not that they're on their own, but God is handling it. I already put it in his lap a long time ago. He's been on the job. Would you please get your fingers out of the pie? you know? So I just want to say, in love and light, um, I intend that we keep ourselves firmly rooted in the joy of the Lord and the field of grace, and have faith and trust that God is on the job. And thank you, Lord. It is done.
Okay, Lola.
We give thanks, and so it is. That was really good.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Lyrics for a song. God's on the job.
Oh, that's right. Good one.
Good idea. All right, Dorji, what would you like some good energy around? You're unmuted. You're good.
I love learning from this group. I love being here. I thank all of you, and I thank God, that God created this group. This is fantastic. In love and light, we hold the intention to stay aligned with our highest good. We are grateful for all challenges, knowing there is always a blessing within. We see the divine in everyone we meet and invite them into our house. We do our best to honor our truth, gratefully sharing all that we have, including our thoughts and opinions. Thank you, divine. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
We give thanks, and so it is. That was really beautiful, Dorji. Very high energy. So wonderful. Oh man, happy
You know
poppers.
what I had? I
What?
had the whole world dancing to their tunes, and it all looked beautiful. Some danced the polka, some danced the waltz, some danced, but they all danced together. It was all beautiful. It worked.
Perfect. That is great. I love that imagery too. It's hard to be sad when you're dancing. Really is. Awesome. Kathy Poppers, what would you like some energy around?
Well, I have a very dense week, so I would like some assistance from you if you would. I have to change my passwords. My backup systems have to be verified. I have a tax appointment on Saturday, and my patio has to be prepared. My grandchildren are coming Sunday. And all the fire residue with lead and toxins. Somehow I have to manifest someone who can come and scrub it with a special compound and wet vacuum it up and um, take care of that whole situation and keep dancing.
We'll support you with all of that, Kathy, starting right now.
Thank you.
We give thanks, and so it is. It was interesting. Two things came through for you. Kathy, the first one was instead of saying, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to get that thing done, you've got it on your to-do list, of course. You've got a list of things to accomplish and get yourself into an energetic space of I get to, because of all of the wonderful things that flow from that. I get to do this so I can ba 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 ba, right? This is you owning your power. I get to. And it was really funny. I got the message, don't pay in advance for the work. Offer them $100 bonus if they show up on time and get it done in time for your family get together, and pay them in full in cash.
Got it. Thank you.
For some reason, if you do that, it will happen. If you pay in advance and schedule it, they won't show.
Thank
And
you.
it might be hard to get them to come.
Thank you.
It's what came through. All right, Arlene, we'd love to send you some good energy. I just did there we go. You're unmuted. That's perfect.
I was going to unmute, but I'm trying to read. See, I still have issues with reading sometimes.
Yeah.
I was trying to read what your message was.
It was
Unmute, please. Yes.
Yes.
Well, for me, I'm still very concerned about my own vision and doing the best I can to live life and to do what I need to do for my eyes. And so today's injection, which I got, and I have another one scheduled for a month, that is, there we are. Those are things moving forward, and we will see. So I'm not sure how to say it, but basically, vision is so important, not just for my eyes, but for our spiritual
Yes.
and emotional and,
Want me to
anyway.
give it a go?
What?
Want me to give it a go?
Yes, please do.
In love and light, we hold the intention that Arlene and all of us experience perfect physical sight healing. Nano angels, stem cells are brought in. Everything is returned to the similar sight as when we were 10 years old. Our eyes are healthy, clear, and crystal clarity with our vision. We also receive perfect spiritual sight and emotional connection. So we are totally aware of our spiritual connection in every moment and savor the many joys of life. Thank you, Divine. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is done. We give thanks, and so it is.
Oh boy, I got a message. Did you already get one too?
Go ahead.
Well, I got two things. One was all of a sudden I remembered the Padre Pio. I don't know if any of you guys have heard of him. He was a priest long ago who used to always heal people. He had the astigmata and stuff. Well, there was a little girl who had she was blind from birth because she had no retinas. And he touched her and healed her. And all of a sudden she could see. So all the doctors rushed in to see, whoa, what did you do to her? And they looked and she still had no retinas. She was seeing with divine sight. And I thought, oh my gosh, maybe this is the reason why all the things that Louise Hay talks about work too. And Masuro Emoto, the guy who studied the water and the effects of our thoughts on water and our words on water, kind words versus mean words, et cetera, that they make the divine pattern and flowing and stuff. Well, I got the message, drink more water. And the reason why, I said, why drink more water? Okay. When you're in, your body is like 70% water, right? And our brain is like even 90 something percent water. And our eyes are part of our brain. Now, whatever, because we're mostly water, that's why it works. When words are spoken, our words that we speak are telling our body and vibrating the water in our bodies and in our brains. So that just like went, whoa, no wonder that stuff works,
Yeah. And I also got bless the water before you drink it.
Oh, okay.
Put
Oh,
blessings in the water before you drink it. And believe it or not, that humming stuff, I don't know that you were here when we were talking about humming and the power of healing sound. I learned this when I went to Sacred Awakening Live, that event. They had some sound healers there. And they said, if you just do 5 deep breaths and after each breath you hum, you hold one note, whatever note works for you, hold it as long as you can on the exhale, breathe deep again, hold it again 5 times in a row. And then you go into silence for an equal amount of time. It's like 2 minutes. You go really deep. You go really deep, really fast. So I saw you blessing water, drinking water, doing the hums, and just envisioning your eyes in perfect healing, perfect sight.
Okay.
And it happens. And the doctors can't justify it. They can't explain it. It's not logical. It's not rational. And it's real.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you for all that.
Absolutely. All right, Angela, I bet you're ready for some yummy energy. You got to unmute. I'm real picky about that. There we go.
Right. I just put in the chat if anybody has a book recommendation, I'd love to hear.
Ah,
Okay, so I have a question rather than an intent. Well, to start with, so I'm always when I'm gonna use my pendulum or I'm connecting with spirit, the same we're doing with the consciousness breath. I am consciousness, right? We're connecting with that
mhm,
part of ourselves, the
mhm.
soulful self, if we will, according to Sue Morter, right? So who is it that's doing the connecting? Like,
What
are
you
we, yeah, sorry.
go ahead, Ruthie.
I was going to say it's the same thing that well, I was listening to one, I forget who it was, who was saying a simple way to meditate is just to don't worry if you're, how we would say, oh, but my mind keeps going chit 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 chit, um, if you just sit there, and he said, and just wait for the next thought, and pretty soon you'll be waiting. And when the next thought comes in, you'll watch it. And as you're watching the thoughts, all of a sudden you realize that, wait a minute, they have a mind of their own. They're not me. So we're the observer.
Mhm.
Our real self is the observer. So if you just start watching your thoughts, that's the real you.
And Angela, what you're doing is you're claiming your power. You're owning your power. You're saying, I am consciousness and clearing your mind and allowing yourself to really feel that connection. And there's always that human self in the back seat going, is it real? Is it true? How can I prove it? Are we there yet? But I don't get it. Are you sure? Is this working yet? I don't know. And that's always going to be there. That's the human self. And it's the part of the brain that is designed to keep you safe. But it's a very primitive part of the brain. And it's worked great because you're still alive, which is awesome. Your ancestors survived. And now we're building on top of that infrastructure the spiritual connection part, which is that's why I'm so in favor of the eco meditation by Dawson Church, because it really does increase the parts of your brain that empower you for spiritual connection, and it shrinks the parts of your brain that are all about doubt and fear and worry. So, in answer to your question, it is you deliberately choosing to own your power and create that connection with the divine and kind of putting your human self to the side so that you really get that higher self connection and you notice it more. Does that make sense?
Yes, but I feel like there's still like, so I'm assuming, I guess, that my human self doesn't want to change anything, so wouldn't want me to go there. So I can't be coming from that human self if I'm when I'm trying to connect. So who am I?
Well, yeah, you can be coming from your human self because your human self has the whole range of emotions. And your human self can decide, I choose to feel good in this moment, and I choose to focus on things that make me feel good in this moment. And that's your human self making that decision. So, yeah, it can be your human self saying, okay, I'm ready to step in and really feel my higher self more than my human self now. And so, thank you so much for sharing, and see you later. Yeah.
Elaine, I really like what you just said, because the biggest thing for me when I would start to meditate was I used to think that my feelings weren't important. And so I would ignore my feelings. And yet now I understand those were the feelings I was supposed to be paying attention to.
Mm-hmm.
So you're what you call human feelings. They're still feelings.
Yeah.
And whatever the feelings are, sometimes you think, oh, but that's childish. I shouldn't think that way, or something like that, But actually, then that's if you could pay attention to those feelings, then you can go underneath the feelings and find out, why am I feeling that way? Oh, I see. Because I'm worried that they won't love me if I show them those feelings or something, whatever the crazy reasons that we've stuffed those feelings. So the feelings can be a help us to find the real underlying us that's really worried or feeling, underneath the little feelings. So they're all important, every one of
They
them.
are. And just to expand on that a tiny bit, Ruthie, I had an epiphany today that when you're dealing with something, ask yourself what questions. What am I feeling right now? What am I saying to myself right now? What am I experiencing physically around my body right now? What am I concerned might happen in the future? Also, all the what questions take you inside to find out your inner truth. And then you ask the how questions, which are questions that go to the divine. How can I find the perfect people, places, situations to help me with this? Divine, please direct me to, right? So the what takes you inside, the how connects you with the divine and brings in all the resources that you're looking for. Did we help you at all, Angela?
I'm not sure. I'll have to ponder it for a bit. I mean, thinking of Jill Bolte Taylor's 4 aspects of the brain, I guess she terms it as the brain, but yeah. Okay.
Do you
When
want
you
an
do the
intent?
Sahaj, Larry Nemkov explained it like that. Before you do that, you have an intention, yeah. I want nothing. I do nothing. I am nothing. And then, yeah. And it sounds kind of weird, but what you're doing is by want nothing, you take away the future, okay, because you don't want the future. And then let the thoughts come. And when it doesn't work for me, I go to my stadium of light. And that always works for me because lifts me up. In the I feel you just have to be gentle to yourself and surrender. I think that's the most important thing. Just let your higher self lead you the way.
Yes. Be compassionate with yourself. And the more
Yeah.
you feel open and loving and loved, the more you're in alignment with your higher self. The more you feel fearful and doubtful and concerned and worried, and then you're out of alignment. And so just kind of understanding where you are on the teeter-totter can be helpful.
Mm. So I'm pulling cards and I'm thinking about what I want to do to serve next, right? How can I use all the gifts and skills I have and in a valuable way. And pulling cards, getting, do whatever you want to do, whatever is fun kind of thing. And the higher self doesn't really care.
Well, the higher self knows that when you're having fun and you feel good, that's when you're really coming in with your full gifts. When you're concerned and I'm doubtful and I don't know if this really is going to make a difference for people and what should I do? And maybe I could do this and maybe I could do that. You are shooting yourself in the foot because you're so preoccupied with you that you're not sharing your gifts. Life isn't so much about you, life is through you. And so when you can just be present in the moment and know, I've got a whole palette of colors of gifts that I could apply. And there's a beautiful painting. And maybe I'll pick the color red because that's what's appropriate for this particular part of my painting. Or maybe I'll pick the color green because that's a better choice for this part of the tree. You know, you have the skills, you have the abilities. And so it's time to stop doubting in who you are and the value that you bring. Trust and know that you bring far more simply through your presence and your willingness to be the fullness of who you are in this moment. And that willingness to step into compassionate curiosity with others and then bring whichever tools make the most sense to that situation to support them. And maybe they're willing to receive and maybe they aren't. The key thing is you are willing to give.
And you started this conversation, and we are learning all from it. And that is, you're working with the divine.
You are. Just by asking the questions, that's a divine gesture to ask the questions. You know how many people don't, Angela? You know how many people hide and just stay trapped in their own unknowing because they aren't willing to be open and vulnerable and acknowledge that they would like some support. I mean, your strength is incomparable. And your willingness to step out here and own your truth, own your situation, and get support is really, really valuable. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for this extra time. And I would like to, I hold the intention to, for all of us to receive clarity about what we need to do in each moment. And of course, for magic money to be falling down on us while we're meditating. Thank you, Divine. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is done, and so it is.
We give thanks, and so it is.
Thank you.
Beautiful, Angela. Thanks for bringing that in. And that conversation was really, really helpful too.
I don't know what this means, but for some reason I saw this beautiful color of magenta in this network like lace. Don't know what it means.
It's coming.
Beautiful. And it's so interesting because often these messages will be revealed later. But it's great to acknowledge the message that you've received, because then we'll discover what it really means later. And how can it get even better than this? We got one more intention. I get to share one. All right. In love and light, we hold the intention that we are fully, completely aware and own the fact that our presence is the embodiment of infinite divine grace. Our willingness to be present to this moment right now allows us to courageously step forward with grateful curiosity and wonder, ready to receive the many blessings by sending infinite divine love and blessings before us to everyone we meet, everyone we know, and everyone on the earth. In deepest gratitude, thank you, divine. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is done. We give thanks, and so it is.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, that was kind of my reaction. Wow.
Wow.
I
That
felt
was
a whole lot of energy around that. And I
Yeah.
just got this deep awareness that your presence is the embodiment of infinite divine grace. That's how it shows up when you are present in this moment. It's the ultimate gift. Speaking of gifts, that's what you are. Thank you so much for taking the time to join me. You
Thank
guys are amazing. You
I
are
just
so
want
wonderful.
I want to tell you something that occurred.
Yeah.
Georgie was talking about dancing and so forth. And I have to right now tonight I have to do signs to advertise a concert by a group called Barakotanga, which they're South American singers, players, whatever. And they're going to be, it's a free concert in the park in the band shell. And there's a place to dance. And there's no way that you cannot dance with this group. So I will be thinking of you, Dorji, as I'm dancing.
Awesome. That's great. That's wonderful. Well, I hope you all have an incredible, amazing week. And Angela, we are surrounding you with beautiful angels who are ensuring you have a fast, easy, fun, fabulous flight and wonderful time with your family and friends. And of course, we'd love to have you in person next week, but we totally get it if you're not able to do that. And oh, you've got posters on your wall. Do you have the magenta web that David was talking about, Angela?
I was trying to move my camera and
Oh.
show the pictures on the wall, and then it switched over to my computer camera, so I couldn't
Oh.
do it. So I just put a link to it's one is the grid, and the other one is the violet flame. So I don't know if
Oh.
that just because David had said about the light that he saw. So yeah, so I just thought I wonder if it's something like that. So yeah.
Thank
Very
you.
cool.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, thank you,
Thank you,
Elaine,
Elaine.
for starting this group because it means so much to all of us.
Yes.
It
So
sure
glad.
does.
Ditto.
Love
Thank
hanging
you.
out with spiritual masters like you guys.
Love
Have
you
a
all.
fabulous week. Mwah.
Next
Love
week.
you
Great week,
all.
everyone.
Love
Good
you.
night.